How many units can you theoretically get this year in 2024? Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Look, for the last few days I've been having a bit of a chill time, but now we need to get back to the grind, back to the focus on stuff. So today has been very much a day of refocusing, reprioritizing, looking at the new year, and that's what we need to do. More energy, more passion, more footwork. If anybody gets that reference. I think I'm going to coin that, this year. More passion, more footwork, more energy. That I need to start dancing. Well, I'm not doing that in videos. No, we're not doing that. Maybe kind of like by the end of the year when I moved into a new house. That'll probably be it. Right, to the serious points. Of course, unit farming. Very important. As somebody that doesn't spend on the game, as I now go into or start my third year of non-spending in the game, I need to figure out what I'm doing this year. One of the biggest things is going to be the Banquet Event 2024. You might be saying, Rich, we haven't even kind of we've just finished the 2023 one. Give us a break. Yep. But it's important to think about the future, especially because I start off the year talking about unit farming. People go, oh, I'm not really interested in that. Fine. But by the end of it, you could be really making some gains. M, who only just scratches the surface with casual playing in the game, getting units just by doing the odd event here and there, the odd solo event here, and as well doing the event quest here and there, means that she's able to get a good chunk of units. I think she went into doing that event with 7,000 units, and that's how much she averages each year. So for somebody that's very casual, very rarely plays the game, still is managing to get a good chunk of stuff, and got a 7-star as an uncollected player. Just let that settle in for a second, and how that can be very beneficial for a roster. And this is why I remind you at the start of the year that just by doing a little bit of effort goes a long way. And in particular, something that goes a long way is if you're able to, and as you know, even M does, auto-advising normal heroic master, that gives you 1,800 units times 3. Again, very, very helpful. So 1,800, get this calculator in shot, times 3, 5,400. So she's able to do that just very easily. The rest of the time, you add in the calendar, 1,800 from a calendar over the course of the year just by logging in, 7,200. That's all she's done, right? And as a casual player, she's able to scoop that. At the start of the year, you might be looking at low units and going, that doesn't really seem much. It adds up over the course of a year, providing you don't use your units, providing you do solo events, which I do advise. Solo events are some of the best things in game, even more so for those that don't do arena. I need to let's have this calculator in shot most of the time because I think we're going to need it a bit more. So look, 9,900 units can be got just from the solo event, and let's get the red circle of doom. We love the red circle of doom. It's not Dr. Doom, it's just Doom because it's there on the screen. 9,900 units is going to be, again, another important element to all of this. There's 22-hour solo events. You get 396 over the course of, I think I've done the calculation of this. It's 363 days times whatever hour, how many hours in that time. I think it's times like 6, not 60, times 24, and then you take the divided back down. I'm not going to go into it. In a nutshell, it's this and it's that. Right, there you go. Alliance events, even being in Alliance for the course of the year, 3,120 units by doing 52 7-day events. So look, there's gains to be had. If you buy the Summoner's Sigil, you'll find yourself getting 3,900 units based on 75 units per week for 52 weeks. It's important enough. So it really gives you an idea that for total units potential for spenders, 25,320. By the way, I do not account deals into that. I just account the Summoner Sigil because I don't know what you spend on. I can't invade your life, and I can't make guides for hundreds of thousands of people that's specific to each individual one based on what you want to do. It would be ridiculous. But in any case, total units potential for free to play, we're looking at 21,420. It's very much possible. I mean, I'm currently sitting on, if you saw my Greater Banquet Crystal, the final one of the first one of 2024 opening, then you'll know that I'm now down to 21,516. Not the end of the world. I can top that up whenever I like, and of course those units might even go as I do Necropolis, depending on how Kabam nerf things, which they might do soon. In any case, back to like the other stuff, because hey, there's not just this for freebies. There's more. Like, did you know that last year we had several different events? With the Summoner's Camp type event, gave 390 units. Summoner's Camp event 2, because we had 3 of them, 390. So yeah, we got a nice chunk of units just by participating, just by doing an objective. Pretty good. If you do one of the story modes, 100%, 540 units, Act 8.4 is set to be released, I think in April, maybe sooner. Not sure. Legends event in August, 300 units potentially. The Red Pockets crystals, do bear in mind Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year is about to drop. I don't think it's this month. It might be end of this month or it might be start of next month. So look out for that. Platinum Pool events, we normally get one of those, maybe two of those, 300 units maybe. Those pools, fools, unity ones could give a good chunk. And then we got the birthday event in December for Kabam. And also some more fab crystal openings maybe from stuff that Kabam give out. You could see minimum, and this is worst case scenario, 3,025 units. Again, fantastic. Really important because it all adds up. All adds up from an arena perspective, and of course, do bear in mind you just don't know what people's potentials are. So to give you a real idea, I've decided this time around with this to kind of reference it being more all the milestones. If you get to milestone 20 and do 104 rotations, which I think I've worked out for the arena, that's how much we do. You could be doing, if you do some of the trials, 28,000 units. If you're managing to do milestone 20 for every single one this year. Just doing one arena. 28,000 units. Like 28,000 units is pretty darn impactful. Whether or not it's content, whether or not you're saving that back for Banquet Event, you might even say to yourself, right, I could do it to milestone 20, some of the trials every single time, that is going to pay for my Banquet Event. If I instead look at it from a perspective of going, okay, well, if I do the Catalyst Arena, 8 to 10 rounds, 104 rotations every single time, which I managed to do now, I'm doing this every single time, because it's 30 units, easy, that's an energy refill. Then that could be your revives for the year. Like that covers your revives for the year, depending obviously on the skill level. So if you're able to as well kind of like put in a milestone 10 of the basic arena into that, you could be looking at 45,240 units. Just by doing these arenas, by the way. Look, some people like arena, some people don't. I like arena, but I like it for different reasons because, you know, being a non-spending player, you've got to make some gains when it comes to units. Yes, it does mean the game kind of like exists in my life a bit too much more than I wanted to. But look, I mainly do it at the weekend when I've got an opportunity, a little bit more time. If I've got an hour here, I might be like, if M goes and plays on the PlayStation, I'll just kind of sit beside and just play arena for an hour and scoop units up. And whenever there's free time, just before bed. Just want to wake up in the morning, if I wake up nice and early, or go to sleep without kind of a device on. It depends how some people can just like, don't, if they got a device on, they just go off to sleep like that. If they don't, it's like, I don't know. The totals look like this. So from just doing alliance and core areas are the things that we mentioned that are, reoccurring unit farming from like questing and stuff like that. You can see yourself pick up 21,420 units plus the 3,025 from doing, the Legends event, Red Pockets luck, Fab Crystal opening, Summoner Camp, all those types of things. So there's a good chunk available if indeed you're willing to do a bit of farming into different areas. And look, I know people complain about doing arena. I've seen it so many times, people complaining about arena. Look, personally, I don't get it because it's where there's a lot of units, and it depends. If you're casual with the game, I get it. I get it. But for me, I'm more of a case of kind of like I want to take the units for free, and also kind of give that kind of coverage of the game to say, look, this is what you can achieve from a non-spending standpoint. It's the same way that I've kind of I don't farm an extensive amount of units. And that's just so I can have some free time to make this video, do the research, spend an evening doing a video that maybe people might be interested to watch, something that's kind of like more to my own expression. But if I did apply myself and that was like all my life and that was what I was doing with like my streaming and stuff, then of course there'll be opportunity to get 62,525 units just by doing a low-end arena grind in the milestone, up to milestone 20 of some of the trials. Like, I could do that if I wanted to. That's not too bad. I might even actually do that if I could squeeze some time in. And especially if we get lucky with RNG with arena crystals. Hey, you get more than 10,000 units. I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do this year. You know, if I could predict the future, I would do that. I'll get Time Stone and go, oh, actually, I've got the Eye of Akamato, like kind of like right there, somewhere there in the background. So yeah, like there's opportunity. There's always opportunity for that. And the same thing when it comes to like doing a bit more effort. If you're willing to do a bit more effort, then you could pick up a lot of units, even from like getting better RNG, but also the high-end arena grind really kind of ramps up. If you do the featured, basic, and summoner trials, and the Catalyst Clash kind of arenas, and scoop those 30 units at a time, you can really scoop up some good amount of units, like 100,000 units. And that is like the potential of what is available. It may be a case of that's what kind of Kabam allows. Maybe they allow a bit more, like there is an opportunity for you to get, depending on how much time and effort you put into the game. Well, apart from the 20,000 units, which is RNG based, it's tough to say. I remember King of Arenas, he was actually doing a grind at the moment. I was just about to start his kind of like his competitive grind, which we'll get the info of that on screen, because I saw on Twitter that he was going to be doing that. And this is the thing, we followed. We were actually going to follow somebody else, but they actually gave up on and spent all their units. I was kind of like waiting for something impressive, but they decided to spend their units, which, look, it happens. I get it. It's so tempting with it. So yeah, King of Arenas now on Twitter. I'll put a link to this in the description. Is on the grind at the moment. He has some targets in mind of what he wants to do. So yeah, there's his targets. Is that got 1665. 1665 there. Got what? I think it's time to try to hold battle chips and units for a year. So he is going to hold it for a year, right? Okay. So yeah, he's going at his farming now. So it'll be interesting to see what the crack is by the end of the year. I'm planning to put a lot of effort into kind of unit farming this year. It probably won't come off, but I need to do Necropolis first and see what the damage is after that before I plan myself for the rest of the year and what endgame content Kabam throw at me and us and everyone else. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. We've probably got another one soon, basically based on the results of Banquet Event 2023. We'll be able to pinpoint the farming elements that you'll need in order to kind of have units for July 4th deals, for Banquet Event 2024, and also Cyber Weekend, because we've got to be very careful about preparing. And of course, this is a depreciation year. Anything that was meta and very expensive last year is going to be lower this year, which means there's going to be more meta items, I think. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Check out some other content located on screen, and I'll see you all soon. Much love and goodbye for now.